I'm a busy mom and wife that prides myself in serving my family home-cooked meals most of the time. Making a big batch of tomato stew and freezing assures me that I can whip some amazing jollof or wache in a heartbeat. I'm going to show you how I do this. It is time saving and you are absolutely going to love it. Come along and let's do some cooking. I have some cardamom pods. In my blender, I have some onion, garlic, and peppers. I've added the cardamom pods. I'm going to add some calabash nutmeg, some nkitinkiti, which is anise. I'm not adding too much of these spices because the stew I'm going to be making is going to be a base. Every time I need to make wachi or jollof, I'm definitely going to be adding some meat stock, which will also have some seasoning from the meat. So I just don't want this to be overpowering when you use it to cook. Just a little bit of water. I'm going to add some curry powder. Onions are fried. I'm just going to let this fry for just a little bit before I add my blended spices and onions. This is also onions and ginger, pre-blended. I'm going to add some black pepper. If you have the whole peppercorn, you can blend it with your other ingredients. I'm also going to add bay leaves. This is about 20 of them. It's a big batch of stew. Let's see. I'm going to add my tomatoes. This is my homemade tomato puree, so I just blend the tomatoes and cook it all the way down until it looks like this to save some time. And those tomatoes were from my garden. Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm also going to add some store-bought tomato puree. Look at how thick and rich this one looks. I love this brand. I'm going to use about half of the contents of this. This is a very good brand. You need to try that if you find it. Yeah, so pretty much about half of that. I'm also going to add some tomato paste, but I'm not adding too much because the tomato puree that I added, the store-bought one, you saw the color already and the texture. I just need just a little bit of tomato paste to tie everything together. I'm going to stir until it's very well incorporated and allow my stew to cook. I really don't need baking soda. The tomatoes I'm using here is actually rather on the sweet side. I really don't need this, but for the purpose of providing the necessary information to everybody depending on where you are and the kind of tomatoes you are using, I'm going to be adding some baking soda. Baking soda or bicarbonate of soda, as some will call it, is what is going to take out the acidity in your tomatoes. You see all that fizz, those bubbles in the stew now? That is just the acid that the baking soda is getting rid of. You could use some kale or potash. That is what is going to take out all the sharpness. the kekano. Not that I really need it in my stew, but just so you know. Shrimp powder. I like to use shrimp powder, more of that instead of more of the Maggi's and stuff like that. So that is why the shrimp powder is in there. But whenever I'm cooking the jollof or making wachi using some of the stew, I'm definitely going to be adding some other kind of seasoning, maybe some Better Than Beyond or some Maggi's shrimp tablet, but then I use way less of that. No salt, but it definitely still has taste. Now I'm going to let my stew continue to cook on low heat, the very lowest heat you can have it on. And every now and then I'm going to come in and give it a stir. Stirring your big pot of stew is very, very essential, because if you don't, then you have to scrape the bottom of the pan. You see the kind of spoon I'm using to do the scraping? That is going to assure you that your stew is not going to end up being burnt. So I'm going to continue this until my stew becomes a very beautiful dark red color like this. That is perfect for your wachi and absolutely perfect for your party jollof. Cooking this when you are in a hurry to make your jollof can land you in a disaster. So this is not just time saving, it is going to save you some disgrace. Jollof de you need to say and channel many penny but trust me, when your tomato stew is perfectly made, flavors are already set, you cannot go wrong. The only time you can go wrong is if you add too much water to the jollof. And if you toast your rice and add warm water and in moderation, just judge the water, you are going to be absolutely okay. And for your wachi, you just need to add your stock, thin it out, cook some perfect wachi, have some bangin shita on the side, and yes, you will be very, very happy. This, if I tell you how much time it saves me, you will not believe it. You know, in our culture, you cannot have a guest come to your house and not give them some good food. One thing that I have up my sleeve that makes me a good hostess is having my stew made ahead of time. So call me and tell me you are coming to visit me. And even on the shortest notice, all I need is to get one of these bowls out of my freezer and I'm going to whip you some bangin wachi or jollof in no time. All done. Now you can freeze, and this is going to last me 2 months at least, one for each week. Try it.